Wait there just a minute, buddy. Rewind the...
Hi guys, welcome back to a mini-sode of Wait, Rewind the Tape with me, Natalie.
And me, Ruth.
And we've been drinking rosé.
Uh-oh.
What was I going to say? Just, I guess, a little disclaimer. We call these episode mini-sodes, but I don't know why, because we probably talk, they're certainly not mini. We witter on.
It used to be. Do you remember when we got it down?
To an hour.
Yeah.
Well, we can be optimistic.
Honey, let's try. I have not put a timer on.
You guys don't want to hear us talk about no show. Before we get into some of my pre-prepared activities, how's your week been? How are you? What's anything to report?
Oh, my week's been okay. One thing happened, which I'm not sure is podcast material, but I did want to discuss it. So my grandmother is obviously getting older and she's become like less able to take care of herself. So my auntie's looking after her full time now. And I went to, because my dad traveled to Nigeria, so I went to buy her some night dresses, she was like, just buy like loose fitting gowns. And
sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing.
Oh my God, Natalie, there are some of the dresses I bought you would live in. Like two of them, they're like a long sleeved cotton, just like super sweet nightgown, like proper old school nightgowns. They're so sweet.
Well, they got the grandfather's hot, so.
Huh?
They got the grandfather's hot, right?
Who's grandfather's hot?
Did you see that meme? No. Like we're all out here wearing like sexy lingerie, but all it took your grandma to have 8 kids was this. And probably also no contraception, but never mind.
No, my grandma was, when I look, that's the thing, those things are such a lie, because when I look back at the way my grandma would present herself, like especially in my grandma in the 60s, honey, I am not doing it like that at all.
Yeah,
she looks
true.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, that was back when like structural support underwear was actually just also sexy underwear.
Oh no,
as opposed to now Spanx.
Even those like those thin like 15D tights they used to wear, the ones that I can't put on without laddering, they're just so nice. Every time I see it, I'm just like, oh, gorgeous.
Yeah, don't look like that on me. You best be prepared. Not. I hope you kept the receipts, because I don't think your grandma's gonna want any of the stuff you picked.
And then my mum's mom, who passed away before I was born, she wore like more like she was like always in traditional Nigerian clothes. She was just model material. So I'm like, I also don't look like that. So I don't know what you want from me. Skin flawless, just looking like an absolute stunner in every picture. But yeah, I went to buy her.
You picked out, where have you picked them out from? M&S?
That's the thing, you can't. No, there is no M&S in the town centre I lived, and I refused to go into the city centre. But just bearing in mind, from where I am to get on the train, it's a fast train. You will be door to door 15 minutes, and I said, I will not do it. I will not shop, because it's like the biggest M&S in Birmingham. Absolutely not. So I just went to like the smaller place where there's basically a John Lewis who are doing this collection of nightwear at the moment, which is nicer than my daytime clothes. So I got her one of those, but I couldn't get her two because most of them had spaghetti straps. And I don't know if I've told you about my grandmother's loads. Like she's like quite traditional, no spaghetti straps. The spaghetti straps are for harlots. And my grandmother is a woman of class, let me tell you. So I got her one of those. It was really nice. And then I went to TK Maxx. I got a little Donna Karan number for £15.
Donna Karan night dress.
Yeah.
Okay.
It felt very throwback. I loved the moment. And then I got this other one from TK Maxx, which was so sweet. It was like a short sleeve, like poplin one. It was gorgeous. Again, £16. Couldn't believe my eyes. Then I was like out of shops because I was like, oh my God, where am I going to go? Guess where I went? I completely forgot about it. Bon Marche.
Oh.
This is what Bon Marche is for. Okay, now some of the ones from Bon Marche, like
Is it Bon Marche or Bon Marché?
Oh, is it Bon Marché?
I don't know. Is there I feel like it's...
Now I've actually shopped there. It might be Bon Marché, because Bon Marche was very like in my mind
Bon Marche.
Brommache, like some of the nightwear they have is really nice.
French.
Like, okay. I'm not gonna lie, I would wear some of that stuff. Some of it's like ew, but the ones that I got, like some of the like lighter ones, the longer ones, are really freaking cute. And I like floral prints, so sue me. I'm only telling you all this. I'm so sorry, listeners. What a terrible episode already.
We started this episode strong with
grandma's
nightwear.
Yeah, but the only reason I want to say all this is because, yeah, honestly, I think everyone should invest in some. I might actually start wearing nicer nightwear. I got to the till and we were talking, and the woman was joking because I was buying so many. Like, I bought a lot. I'm not gonna lie, and she was like, she said something like, oh, stocking up, are we? And then I was like, oh, it's for my grandma. It's pretty much like all she can wear now. And that moment, I realized I was about to cry.
Oh, no.
It was such a weird moment. That's like the first time where I was like, oh, my God. And I'm sorry to be talking about my private family business on here, because obviously my grandma, like I can still speak to her. Like when I video called her last, I can still speak to her. It was just such a weird moment. I was like, oh, that's when it hit me. And yeah. That's all I wanted to say. Yeah, it was like, wow. It was kind of difficult, but yeah. How was your week?
Yeah,
that's why fine. I drink. No,
that's reason 2,500 why I drink. How was my weekend? My weekend was fine. I went to see a show on Friday.
Nice.
Had a few drinks. It was a live reading of the podcast my dad wrote a porno.
It was that so post funny. That you posted in your Instagram stories, I couldn't get what it was, and I didn't have the heart to ask.
It's it's just that's a podcast. It's a very, very funny podcast. Has quite a few more listeners than this one.
Isn't it like the number one podcast in the country?
Well, it's definitely up there.
Yeah.
In the world.
It definitely used to be.
I might say, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest in the world for sure.
It definitely. And it was very funny and has had some drinks, which is nice, but and not enough. I mean, enough. But
what? Not enough drink.
Not enough. I was gonna say not enough to be like super like drunk or whatever, but then I was like, I mean, you have like 6 drinks, that is quite a lot. But I can't drink anymore without it actually having quite a severe impact on the next day. Although
the next day.
I will say, when I'm at home drinking the same amount, I guess it's because I'm not expending the kind of energy, because I don't have to talk to anybody. I don't have to move around. Yeah. Whereas when you're out and about, you're kind of like, a bit giddy on life. Whereas at home, you're just like, So Saturday, I was just like, well, just. I think maybe that's just it for me for drinking. For Sunday, I still had half a bottle of rosé in the fridge. So,
if I'm
why
going to
not?
do anything, I'm going to finish it.
Just finish it, then it's done. Finished it. It was still like, need some. I would really like something else to drink, but you know what? I don't have anything. Oh no, wait! Look, there's that dodgy port that it definitely should have been consumed long ago. No, I don't need to, Ruth, because I drank it, because I finished it.
Does it get messed up your stomach?
I finished it. Most likely, yeah. And
I'm sorry, that's funny.
I felt like really because I don't know whether it was the rosé, the port, the whatever. I felt really like weepy, just my own sadness that I'm not confronting.
My God.
I felt really weepy and really
depressing
sad.
That you're drinking.
Yeah, exactly. And like this was obviously the perfect time for one of those ads about like, hey, buy some, enter our raffle now to win a £3.5 million Cotswold mansion.
Oh, lush.
£1,000 in cash. Plus,
would you take the cash or the mansion?
I think it was like it's an either or thing. I don't know. And it's only 100,000 in cash versus a mansion.
I'm obviously taking the mansion. There's going to be some crazy terms on that mansion.
Oh,
you can't rent it out. You can't sell it. You only own 3%.
You can't. It's going to cost you an absolute fucking bomb in energy bills. Do you know what? I wasn't thinking about at the time. it also was like, oh, and don't forget, like, if you support this, the best bit about this is that we support the RSPCA. So I'm like, this is effectively donating to a charity.
No, it's not.
Well, they got me. So everybody, I'm going to need you to put it out there. We all need to manifest that I've won this house. We can all party there. We can like have fun. We're in the Cotswolds. So it's like a pool. It looks amazing. Not quite my style, not the house I would have bought, but if it's one that I win, then I'm fine with that.
Anybody who was on Twitter during that whole win a house portion of the life is not going to support you in this.
I don't support me in this, Ruth. I was sad.
It's like always a scam. It's like always a scam.
But at least some money's gone to the RSPCA.
Yeah, but okay, it would be different. Giving money to charity, if you're going to buy something anyway.
I don't need to feel bad about this, Ruth, please.
Oh, no, don't feel bad. I'm just saying for listeners. If you're going to buy something anyway and they're giving to charity, that's like a bonus, isn't it? But if you're not going to buy something anyway, I wouldn't know that. But to be honest, how much did you pay to enter the raffle?
I don't care to
It's
say.
probably only £1, right?
It was not a lot, but it was still like
a £5.
Money that it was like.
See, that's too much for a raffle for me.
Exactly, but then
anything more than £3 and I'm out.
Look, they got me at low ebb. So, did my sadness go away the day after? Yeah, I think so, but it's obviously still there, you know.
I think I'm not as sad. I'm not feeling as sad, probably because I'm talking to you. I'm not feeling as sad. But yeah, I can't lie, the grandmother thing. I'm definitely going to need to unpack that. It made me really just want to go see my grandma, like, immediately.
Yeah, I can understand
She's a cool person.
So other than that, I can't really think of anything else. Anything else cool that's been going on?
I'm being chased. I'll talk about it later when it's resolved, because.
But yeah, right now.
If I start, I won't finish.
Floodgates will be opened. God, there's just also like a lot of stuff going on in the world right now.
Is there? Oh, the Roe versus Wade thing.
But
that might not happen, right?
I think they've already voted to overturn it. So yeah, it's still not. This is
they haven't voted. It was a draft. It was a draft proposition.
But the fact that it's even at that stage in the States.
Yeah, but I think they knew that was coming. I don't know how. Obviously, like, I think I'm so pro-choice that I don't think there is such a thing as pro-life. I don't think that's a real thing. There's no such thing as pro-life.
No, of course there isn't. Because if you asked a pro-lifer, hey, can you just let me know what your plan is then to support the child after it's been birthed?
Okay, I 100% agree with you, and you are 100% right. But also, like, even if you gave me £10 million, I'm not having the baby, so good luck. I'm not doing it if I don't want to. You can't make me have a child. Are you on crack?
Yeah. We'll find a way.
Honey, I'll find a way.
Yeah.
Have you seen Dirty Dancing? That's what you're encouraging. Because it won't stop people getting abortions. You can't make people have kids. That's insane.
The studies show that there's with restrictions on like the legalities around abortions have never actually changed the number of abortions, obviously. And the thing is, you guys all know, I would hope, and if you don't, that's okay, but like do some education about this, or don't, but just don't come up with any pro-life stuff. But abortions will happen. It just changes how safe they are for a certain demographic of people, for marginalized people, and it's just horrific. Like, why do you need to take abortions? Like, what?
It disproportionately affects Black women too, obviously. So
of course, absolutely.
It's just insane.
Did you see? Not so long ago, the Tories tried to take away the at-home abortions that were introduced during lockdown. The pills, for medical abortions. So
I didn't see that.
Going into lockdown, the NHS introduced at home for I think pre 10 weeks. So if you were pre 10 weeks, then you could have a phone consultation, and you'd get, sorry, I don't know the ins and outs, but you'd get, basically you could take the 2 pills that you take after a medical abortion, you could take them at home rather than in having to go to a clinic, because obviously COVID, and
which should be an option if you're comfortable to do that anywhere, in my
opinion. Exactly. And obviously, it's, as with so many things during the pandemic, we've all proved that we can do them. We won't abuse them. Like, what? Sorry, I'm not by any means comparing an at-home abortion with working from home, but like that, we can
no, but it's
like,
basically
we can
like
do it, and we're like, that, like, society isn't collapsed. We're not going to take advantage. We're not going to take the piss. And this is like, it's the, in many cases, it's the best situation. It's the best case scenario for that person. And they tried to, well, they've issued an extension on it, a 6-month extension, after trying to withdraw it. And obviously a lot of like people were like, no fucking way.
Why? I just don't understand. All you're doing, by the way, if you think you're pro-life, all you're doing is blocking someone's access to medical care. That's literally it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. You can't force somebody to have a child. And often you're like, I don't think people realize, like, even in the UK, 1 in 5 Black women that die from, 1 in 5 women that die giving birth are Black women. Like the chance, like, even in general, giving birth is still not, it's not like a walk in the park. And there are always risks. And if you think about, like, for certain people who are more at risk, because I think some people know that they're more at risk than others. You know what I mean? Like, you'll already know genetically or whatever. Like, you're asking them to do something and they, 1, don't want to do, and 2, you're asking somebody to risk something they don't want to risk for a child that they can't have for whatever reason. And I also really resent this idea that people think that you not having a child, and also, even if you don't want to have a child for whatever reason, I back it. I don't care what the reason is. That is fine by me, because it's your
not
body,
wanting one is enough of a reason.
Exactly. But then there's also the fact that for a lot of people growing up in such with such a stigma around it, it can be an extremely difficult choice to make, which is why I hate the film Juno. If I could delete a film from the face of the planet of the Earth, you know, Juno is listed on Rotten Tomatoes as one of like the top rom-coms. Juno is a piece of shit film, and it should never have been made. What a guilt trip wrapped in a fucking bow. Do you really think somebody like me who's been no sex before marriage me needs to watch a film like Juno to consider my options? Fuck off. Oh, spit on that film. I like the actors though.
It was good acting.
And I like the cover.
Wow.
But that's
really night dresses, abortion. Where are we going to take this episode?
Women's rights is basically what we're saying. We love women. We support women.
we are women.
Your rights. We are women. Boop, 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 boop.
Just like, fucking leave us alone.
Leave me alone.
Can you just do that? What I hate most is the women that are like, you know, these.
I don't believe them.
I'm sorry to say.
It's a PR
How
thing.
can you, when, or just brainwashing, when you're like, we've won a victory for God. For God.
God doesn't even fuck with you, first of all.
Oh, you've won a victory for God. I thought you were wanting to win a victory for life. For people, for women. Fuck right off.
I never understood that. You can't. I hate it when people make cultural norms a religious thing.
I actually saw a really good, of course, it was a piece of content on Instagram, but I'll stand by that as a medium for finding.
It's crazy sharing it, but if it's an expert, we love it.
It was somebody that was asking a Muslim, a Jew, and a Catholic. I think they were actually like religious leaders within their religions. Like, what does your religion say about abortion? And they all said, well, the rabbi they were all women. The rabbi and the Muslim, I'm not sure if she was an imam. They were both like, there's absolutely nothing in Islam or Judaism that says anything about abortion. In fact, in some situations, like you are 100% allowed to do it, and it's, you know, they were like, no issue. And then they came to the priest, and she was like, well, according to the Bible, and let's like remember that everything I'm about to say is based on the writings of like celibate men who have no families, had no children, we're never going to have any of these things. That's what these teachings are based on. Then yes, abortion is like completely illegal, wrong. Because you can't.
Christianity, like, you know, I'm reading that book on the Bible and I'm loving life. A lot of what I don't know if we should turn this into a theology special. There is one person, one of Jesus's apostles, who I've been beefing with since I was about 15. Because when you really get into the stuff he was saying, he's writing letters to the churches. If you know, you know. It's so obvious who I'm talking about. A lot of the things he was saying, allegedly, because let's not forget, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Because a lot of it is just like mistranslations. We're reading a copy of a copy of a copy of his letters that he
sorry,
handwrote.
Paul, if this is not what you meant, sorry.
No shade to you. I'm not going to take it personally.
All we've got to go on is that these are your words.
This is the version we've been given.
Yeah.
Which is the whole point. When you study theology, you realise that you cannot. None of the texts are 100% accurate. So therefore, you have to use your discernment when you're applying it. And also, you have to remember that nobody on earth believes the same thing. And each of us had the best conversation with an Orthodox Christian taxi driver, and he was talking about. Because, you know, there's
always
this myth.
Cab drivers.
Always, I love a taxi driver. There's this, I know some people are like, hey, don't talk to me. I'm like, please.
What?
Chop it up.
Lay it on
Let's
me.
go. They always have the best life stories.
The hot takes.
They do. They're usually really like quite well, I don't know, really well, like balanced people. He was talking about his friends. So he is Eritrean. So they're traditional Orthodox Christian country. So most Eritreans, I'm not saying all, because there's no such thing, no country is all the same religion, but will have at least been born or encouraged to follow that religion. And then he was talking about born again Christians or Baptist Christians. I don't know what different people call them, but basically the kind of Christianity I was raised in. And he was taught, and this is interesting because you're always taught that kind of Christianity is the most liberal, but he was saying that like whenever his friends convert to that type of Christianity, it leads to problems in their relationships because it's so all-encompassing.
Evangelical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's so all-encompassing, and as soon as you're welcomed into the fold, you're immediately encouraged to like let go of your old ways, old friends. Do you know, and that's very culty, isn't it? That everyone has to believe the same thing, and if you don't believe what we believe, you're out. And
in some places, it's like cut people out, give us your money.
It is often, cut everybody out. But if in any other world, that would be considered a cult. And I just thought it was so interesting that people think that Orthodox Christians are like so stringent and strict. But I'm thinking about the Orthodox Christians I've met, who aren't many, I'm not going to lie, are generally more like respectful of other people's beliefs.
Maybe more like spiritual as opposed to like organized religion led.
Yeah, when we talk about being religious, we're talking about like the organization, and it's like that thinking.
We're not
like
talking necessarily about piety.
Yeah, exactly. I just think it's so interesting. And then we were just talking about, because I was saying to him, like, when we were talking about the whole like idea that nobody believes the same thing as somebody else. You might think you do, but you can't. It's not physically possible. We all have different interpretations, and we've all understood different things. We all have different cultural norms. And we were just getting into that, and we were saying that's true. And like, he was also talking about like in his church, there's like, because they do a lot of confession and the whole like pious person. So he says there's people who will say to them, like, they'll be like, pray for me, brother, because I have sinned. And he'll be like, I didn't get what he meant. He said, well, the priest is right there, so if you want to confess, you can. And I was like, yeah, but maybe they just like feel bad or they've been brainwashed. He's like, no, they're doing it because it's like to show like I don't go for confession because I'm a sinner. Like they're trying to make themselves as lowly as possible to prove that they're like, I'm a, like the guy in I also think this film is a semi-masterpiece. I know it's a bit problematic, as all Disney films are. Hunchback of Notre Dame, like that whole idea, you're a sinner. Yeah. And it's like, if you call yourself a sinner and say, I would never confess because I know I'm a sinner. It's just like, he's like, why are you here then?
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Get off your chest or leave.
If you don't want to absolve yourself, then you're actually just addicted to being.
I'm not praying for you. And then he said that the last person
you've got to pray for yourself. You've got to feel you're worthy of prayer.
Yeah, he's like, confess your sins.
Give me the dirt. What's the tea?
What are you doing? What did you do last week? But sorry guys, I know we always talk about religion, but I just find it so interesting. Obviously it affects all of our lives, but people often use it as an excuse to do things. Like, you can't hide behind religion with me. You cannot.
So what people need to remember with the Bible is is like we did in history. It's a source, and you have to question the credibility, the reliability of the source to come to your evaluation. Otherwise, you're just not going to get an A star. So,
and even when you do that, it might shake your beliefs. And I think that's why people are scared to do it. But you should, just to encourage people, you shouldn't be scared to do that. You might be surprised yourself with what you probably prefer the version of faith you come out with afterwards. Because let me tell you, I've tried to be an atheist a couple of times. Right.
Sometimes you need to believe it, but you need to believe. Like, basically, we're saying pick and choose what you want to believe in and how you want to believe also,
it. Don't live or die by like one line in a scripture, knowing that could be one, a mistranslation, two, an edit, an add-on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Amendment.
An amendment.
Something you can't spicy they've thrown in at the end.
And I too have my favourite scriptures, but you've got to go with the general gist. I also have my least favourite scriptures, and I don't trust anyone who's read the Bible and doesn't have at least 10. Give me your 10 least favourite verses, or I'm not talking to you. Because if you don't have a problem with some of the things, let me tell you, there is something
wrong. There's a lot of shit in here.
There's some stuff in there. Well, for it was Eve that first sinned. Say that to me and watch me fight you. I think that's an amendment, and I cannot wait to get the proof. I will learn Greek and prove it to you all, because I am sick of that verse. Let me tell you. Sorry, guys. Sorry to go off on one. Now, what are we supposed to be talking
about? Well, give me 1 second. I need a top up. So it'll take me 2 secs. I'm going to put myself on mute so you don't hear the clattering around.
Oh my God, am I doing filler?
Talk to the guys, yeah.
Oh no. Guys, you should know whenever I'm asked to do filler, I immediately want to like confess my sins. And I'm like, maybe this isn't the place. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull a card, which we haven't done in a long time, from my favourite, the loser game. And as I'm feeling like a loser lately, maybe this isn't the best game. But here we go. And the card said, if I were less of an idiot, I would have. And first of all, my first instinct is, how would I know? Because if I was less of an idiot, I'm guessing that means if I was making better choices in my life, what would I have done? And I've already think about this a lot.
Yeah, this is cruel.
I wouldn't have gone to university. I'm not saying I wouldn't have gone ever. I think I would have gone one day. I wouldn't have gone when I went.
Because maybe, you would go at a point where you're like, actually, this is something I'm really interested to study in, because now I think unless you're doing, and I'm sure we've said this many times, like a vocational course or want to become an academic, maybe you don't really know, maybe you need some time to like percolate before you decide what's something that I actually just want to study for my own pleasure and joy.
I honestly believe that studying to, and this is controversial, studying to 21, just like studying to 18, it should be a thing. Like it should be free and it should be a thing. But I don't think you know enough at A level. The problem for me is I wasn't ready to commit to learning. A degree is a commitment, and I wasn't ready to commit, and I didn't want to make that commitment. And no one should be able to make you make that commitment after you get to a certain age. Because I would have come back. Because like I'm just saying, studying and reading is essential. Honestly, I can't lie to you.
If it was more
but maybe not formalized,
I guess accepted, or it was easier to go back to university and it wasn't so crazy expensive. If you you know, then
Honey, I'd have 10
I think
degrees.
also the stigma of going back when you're old, of putting it off when you're younger, because when you're younger, maybe that you have this whole thing where you're like, oh, I don't think I'd go back and be a mature student, because you're just too young and silly to really actually think about the like complete expanse of life that you're about to go into.
I wasn't even thinking, because honestly, like I wasn't even thinking that. I just wanted to try what I wanted to try, like go with my gut, chase what I wanted, and if it doesn't work out, it's all, you just, at any point in your life you can go back. It's not that deep. It's literally free.
Also, like, maybe the like the US model is a bit of a better way to do it, not like financially, but where you can kind of major and minor in different things, so you get a bit more of a taste of different things. Whereas like, well, yeah, I kind of ended up doing that a little bit, because you do have a lot more like flexibility than you realize. Once you get past the core modules, you can pretty much study whatever you want within the curriculum. But they are still within the confines of
my bad. Yeah,
the main thing.
You can have, or you might be able to go study
a language as an additional module.
Yeah, I wish I'd kept a language. I'm lying. I don't wish I'd kept on a language. I just wish I'd had the opportunity to pick up a language later. That's why I'm going to stop lying and say what I really mean. Like, I'm glad I dropped it when I wanted to. I wasn't in the mood, but I think if at like 18 I could have picked it up again, I would have done. Yeah. Okay. What do you want to do?
Right. So actually the conversation that we've been having leads itself kind of well into the activity that I have prepared. Well, I've got two things. One is a kind of silly thing. One's a bit more of like a not silly thing. So we'll go with the not silly thing first, because the silly thing might actually just not work. But do you want me to tell you what they both are?
No, you do what you're doing and I'll follow.
So I thought that we could look at some moral dilemmas and discuss what we would do. So I've the ones I've chosen to go with are from BuzzFeed, because I looked at the ones on Reddit and also the classic ones, like, you know, your trolley thing. I know a lot of them just are really, really dark.
Yeah, Reddit
is really like dark and a bit
the Night King's layer.
Even like your classic philosophical, ethical questions are quite heavy. So the BuzzFeed ones kind of like, you know, make it a little bit lighter, but they're still a bit, you know, they're moral dilemmas after all. So we won't go through all of them, because there are, I don't know, like 10 or something, and some of them are, you know, who would you
rather bone?
No, I wish that they were
a moral.
That's just our life. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I wish. Who would you rather bone in your sleep? Yeah. Actually, before we go into this, speaking of who would you rather bone, there was I can't remember what I was watching, but somebody said something like about how they hope that this person smells as good as they look. They were about to meet like a celebrity, and it just got me thinking, like, who's somebody that you hope, that you imagine or you hope smells as good as they look?
I've never thought about it, but off the top of my head, I know Mekhi Phifer smells gorgeous. You remember him, Dr. Pratt?
Come on, yes.
He smells like heaven. I can see him.
I think that Reggie's Jean, whatever, the Duke.
Okay. I think he'll smell nice. I think on a night out, he'll smell delicious.
Yeah. No,
I feel like, oh my God, his natural pheromone smell, I think, would be fucking gorgeous. I'm lying, it would be nice. Noise.
Oh, yeah.
No, because I was thinking, like, he's a young man. He's going to smell like outside, like the playground. But then I was just like, what am I talking about? Like, it's only ever happened to me. Oh my God, I can't.
Have you seen him at the he wore it for the Met Gala?
Yeah, he always looks handsome though.
No, he does always look handsome.
That's but we don't maybe because he always looks handsome, I take him for granted. Is his name Jonathan Bailey, who plays the
Jonathan Bailey is the Viscount Anthony.
Now I know he smells nice. Maybe what I'm saying is young heterosexual men, do they smell nice? Do they? Unless they work in retail where it's right next to them. Do they?
I don't know, guys. You tell us, listeners.
You tell us.
Yeah. Give yourselves a sniff test if you're a young heterosexual male. And if you're not, then go find one and smell them.
No, don't.
What are we saying is young, though?
Under 30.
Right, okay.
I mean, because
who's around under 30-year-olds now?
Honestly. But even when we were in school, there was always just like one or two boys that smelled.
They just the rest walk of them past you, yeah.
The rest of them.
Of course, but the Duke is not a 16-year-old boy going through puberty.
No, on a night out, I imagine he smells really nice. Yeah. But I feel like he's really like earthy in real life. But then what I forgot is he definitely has a natural smell. Like just he seems like the kind of man who just doesn't even like he just smells. You know, I've only ever met one in my life when it smelled like he had something on. He smelled like heaven. Gorgeous. And I'm not saying other men haven't smelled nice. They all have smelled nice, but his smell was like
paled in comparison to this guy.
Couldn't have been natural, but it was like his smell was like that creepy film which you talked about before about that man who tries to recreate a smell that he smells on a woman and he kills her trying to capture her scent. Yeah. He smells like that. That's how good he smells. You would kill him and take him.
Well, you wouldn't want to kill him, but you might end up doing so.
Yeah. No, you're right. The Duke smells good. I'm thinking about it.
You're smelling it. You're imagining that scent. Anyway, that was just a little side. We're allowed to imagine what people smell like. For God's sake, let us have something.
Not the way I'm imagining. I need a cold shower immediately.
Just have a gulp of your rosé instead.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So, first moral dilemma.
Okay.
I love the way that this one's being written as well. Okay, so it's called a sinking sensation. You ready? Okay.
Can't tell me this isn't sexual, but okay.
Okay. You've been on a cruise for 2 days when there's an accident that forces everyone on board to abandon ship.
Oh, the Titanic. Okay.
During the evacuation, one of the boats is damaged, leaving it with a hole that fills with water. You figure with 10 people in the boat, you can keep the boat afloat by having 9 people scoop out the filling water by hand for 10 minutes while the 10th person rests. Okay. After that person's 10-minute rest, he or she, or they, I added that in, will get back to work while another person rests, and so on. This should keep the boat from sinking long enough for a rescue team to find you as long as it happens within 5 hours. You're taking your first break when you notice your best friend in a sound lifeboat with only 9 people in it, and he beckons you to swim over and join them. I know. So we know what your answer is. So you won't have to keep bailing out water. If you leave the people in the sinking boat, they will only be able to stay afloat for 2 hours instead of 5, decreasing their chance of being rescued, but securing yours. What do you do?
I'm obviously going to stay. But you know one of those motherfuckers is going to jump off.
But that's not their friend.
They'll jump off.
Oh,
they'll try and get on that boat.
Swimming, and then it's like...
And then I'm going to die. That's what would happen.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I would die in that situation. I have like delusions of grandeur. So
rescue boat might come along. Okay, so you're going to say...
Yeah.
You're going to stay in the boat.
Yeah. What are you going to do? It's not even a choice. I can't watch 9 people die.
They're not going to necessarily die. The rescue boat might come within 2 hours.
Yeah, but then why not just stay and make sure it's longer? The thing is, I just don't trust people. And I know as soon as somebody else sees that space, they're going to go.
True.
Also, I'm not good enough at maths to have worked.
So this is less about your. I don't want to see these people die. You're like, I don't trust any of you.
Yeah, no, but I just know.
Oh, but if you stay, then somebody's still going to. If you feel that if you stayed in the boat, but yet one person will be like, "Fuck you guys."
They will. More than one. In fact, a couple of them will jump off and try and fight for that boat. They'll knock that boat over.
If you jumped in, there's guaranteed going to be that one guy
fight
that's
till the
like,
death.
"Fuck you, I'm jumping in."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also,
I would say
I think it would have to be some pretty calm, nice waters for me to want to like risk just jump out into the sea to get to the other boat. What are you talking about? The sea's always calm.
Unless it's not going to be a storm. It's like
why not?
The sea is chilled.
No.
If it's a storm, we're already dead. No shade.
Even if it's quite still, if it's hot in a life jacket as well, and you've got clothes on, you're already like it's quite hard to like swim over and get to. I don't know. I guess what we're saying is we're just going to stay in the boat. Better the devil
I'll stay in the boat unless there's a really bad storm and the person who's calling me over is someone I've always wanted to fuck. And then I'm like...
If there's a really bad storm, though, I think you're even less likely to want to jump into the sea to get to the other boat when you're already in a boat.
Of like, do you remember that episode of Once Upon a Time where there was like mermaids and they're on their way to Netherland? I'm like, it's magic. I'm swimming.
The mermaids were all evil.
Yeah, shout out to
in
them.
that episode. So they would pull you under for sure. They weren't Ariel.
I should jump out the boat, capsize it.
Oh my god, you are choosing chaos.
And then escape. Yeah, I'm not a strong enough swimmer for any of this. I'm going to die regardless.
Okay, right. So we'll say stay in the boat.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the popular choice. So 68% of people who voted. Whoa, quite a lot of people voted. Almost 200,000 people voted to stay
there are
in the
6
boat.
billion people on the planet, and I bet you at least half of those people are liars.
So it's kind of a 60-30 split.
Yeah.
So
this is very much not Hunger Games. What's that? What's Hunger Games but good? The Korean one on Netflix.
Squid Games.
I don't mind Hunger Games.
Say Squid Flicks. But it's
Squid Flicks. That's so cute. It's like Squid Games for kids. Squid Flicks. That's so cute. I like that. Yeah.
Right. Okay. The next one is called Company Policy.
Rebelling.
You have a job as a network administrator for a company that also employs your best friend's husband. Immediately, I hate it. One day, your best friend's husband sends you a message asking you to release an email from quarantine. This requires you to open the email, at which point you discover that it's correspondence between this guy and his secret lover. After releasing the email...
Screenshot.
First dilemma, do you release the email or not? But BuzzFeed are assuming that you do. Anyway.
Yeah, after releasing I don't get it because it's releasing it so he'll receive it.
Yeah.
Okay, so not like he sent it, so he'll receive it.
No, he's received an email saying, "Hey, you've got there's a message that's waiting in quarantine. Like administration need to unblock it." He doesn't know what the email is because you don't get any more details.
Oh,
it's basically just like,
I'm not sending him that. Yeah.
Well, assume you did. So after releasing the email, you find yourself in a pickle. Oh, is that when you find yourself in a pickle? You're like, okay, sure, let me read this. Yeah, release. Oh, no, wait, I didn't. You were in a pickle as soon as you opened the email.
I'm not saying releasing that.
But you did.
I'm taking the matters into my own hands. Call me God.
After releasing the email, you find yourself in a pickle. Your instinct is to tell your best friend about his husband's infidelities. Okay. But divulging the contents of company emails is against company policy and you could lose your job.
Do I give a fuck?
I want to know what GDPR says about this situation.
First of all, that's not even a factor for me. It comes down to whether or not I want to get involved because I don't give a fuck about that job.
Okay, wait. Let me finish. I think you know where it's going. Once it becomes plain that your best friend found out about his cheating husband through a company email, all trails will inevitably lead to you as the leak. Do you tell him about the indiscretion?
There are ways around this.
And the choices BuzzFeed gives a yes, your loyalty to your best friend eclipses any company policy, or no, it sucks that your best friend has a cheating husband, but you can't risk losing your job.
But that's dumb, because there's another reason I won't tell my best friend, because I know better than to get involved in someone's marriage. I'm not stupid. This is my first rodeo and I was not born yesterday. Okay.
Also,
listeners, stay out of people's marriages.
The thing is, why does it have to lead back to you as the leak? You're not the one that leaked it, because you're not the one.
No, but I've leaked it to my best friend. That is a leak. That is leaking.
No, wait. Once it became plain that your best friend, it says once it became plain that your best friend found out about his cheating husband through a company email. So your best friend finds out about his cheating husband through.
No, they're saying because you've sent it to them, so that's why.
Yeah, but why is it why is it obvious that you're the leak? Because they'd have to say. But that's. But you didn't tell anybody. All you did was release the email from quarantine.
Yeah, but the husband knows he can make a complaint. It's obvious. They can trace it. It's just not even difficult. They know I'm the one who's the only other person who saw the email. They know it's me. It's not hard to trace. But my
but why would that mean losing your job? Because surely if an email was going to be quarantine, what is in that email?
No, but the point is that no matter what was in that email, you cannot tell anybody.
Of course, you've breached company policy. However, that also means that the husband has to admit that they received an email that was salacious enough to be quarantined. And is that person going to do it? Is he going to put his hands up and say, "Yeah, I got a dick pic at work"?
He's already in shit.
With his husband,
your head on a stick.
With his partner, but he's not in the shit with the company yet. So this also would risk him losing his job.
You can't get in trouble because you've received something. Also,
but they'll track his emails. What
you
else
are doing too much. You do not know that that's the reason. It could have been quarantined because of the type of email address. It could have been I'm guessing the idea is that what they're sending isn't that spicy. I think the moral dilemma is whether or not you break company policy, but that's such a lady question.
It has to be spicy enough for you to know that it's a secret lover.
No, I've had emails quarantined before that weren't salacious at all.
No, but what I'm saying is, but it has to be. How else would you know that it's his secret lover, unless there was something in the email that led you to believe?
It could be like, I'll meet you at this cafe at 5 p.m. Don't tell your wife.
What? Don't tell your husband. Tell your boyfriend in this situation.
Don't tell your boyfriend. Who is it? A boyfriend?
It's
my best friend's boyfriend.
It's it's your best friend and his cheating husband.
Okay, just to be clear, I don't know if I'm being really honest. As much as I say I would tell them, I don't know I would tell. And I know this sounds really bad, but I don't know if I'd tell my best friend that their husband was cheating on them. Because I don't know if I'd want to be the bearer of bad news like that. And life has just taught me, do not get involved in other people's marriages.
Also, it depends on their...
Are they married?
I guess you don't know what's... Well, yeah, it's a cheating husband, so yeah.
Okay, if it was boyfriend, I'd maybe spill the beans, but husband is very difficult.
Takes a lot higher.
Yeah, it's legal. That's difficult. I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't know what I'd do in that situation.
It isn't because, and this is what we have to get clear to BuzzFeed, the reason why we're not saying anything is not because of our stinking job as a network administrator. Are you kidding me?
No, but to be honest, it's like, why should I lose my job when you're going to probably forgive him and stop speaking to me? Now so I'm broke, friendless.
It'll be, why did you release the email anyway?
But Natalie, real talk, if it was your husband, I don't know if I'd tell you like that.
No, I can't tell you. I can't tell you what I would want to do. I think that there's a lot of situations where would I want to know?
No, I would make sure you knew, but I don't think I'd tell you like that.
Like what?
Like, I don't know if I'd screenshot an email. I think that's so crude. Like,
screenshot an email
and send it to you.
That's how you're disclosing the indiscretion.
Honey, first of all, what are they just... Oh, I don't know.
No, it's just saying, do you tell him about the indiscretion?
I think I'd have to, and it would piss me off so much because let me tell you, I'm losing my friend and my job, but I'm probably tell them. Because it's just like, I wouldn't want to. I don't know if I would 100% not want to do that. Just because it's just like...
Pass. Or would you, and this isn't an option, but would you talk to the husband that you worked with?
No. Because now you're an accomplice. No way.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Mm-mm. Yeah. Because if you're like, you tell him or I will, men. You're still not telling. Yeah.
Now he's like...
Fine, you tell him.
He's like, first of all, don't tell Jeff. And if you tell Jeff, you're going to lose your job.
Yeah.
And you're driving me to meet my lover. How about that? And now I'm the bad guy. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it. I'm definitely not talking to the husband about it.
Well, then what are we? So I guess we're saying yes.
I'm a liar. Do you know what I'm doing? This is what I'm doing in theory.
I know what you're doing. You are consulting the online, like,
instant answer tarot. Absolutely. Yeah. Should I tell? Yes or no? What I'm doing is I'm saying all of this. I'm either going to keep it to myself completely, the entire incident, keep it to myself and let it play out. Or I'm going to tell myself I'm going to be sensible. I'm going to march down in that office. I'm going to make the biggest scene you've ever seen in your life. And I'm going to lose my job anyway because I have no self-control. So it's either going to be one of two extreme reactions. Because at the end of the day, like, but the thing is, I just find best friend is difficult for me because when I think about my best friends, I don't want to hurt them.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that to you, but then at the same time,
but then I don't want you to be person.
With.
No, but the thing is, the difference is if it was me, if I found out you didn't tell me, I'd be pissed. You'd have to tell me.
But you would be pissed with anybody. Like, I'd be furious if you didn't tell me. But then also on the same breath, sometimes I'm like,
I feel like you
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on what this like. If it's secret lover gives me cause to think that this is a ongoing affair as opposed to an indiscretion, and that's a bit different as well, I think, than an indiscretion. But we're just going to have to tell our best friend.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I just don't want my best friend to feel pressure to do something just because I know. I don't want them to feel that shame of me knowing, because that's what it is. And I know for a fact, if your friend was
like, look, I'm going to stay with them anyway, then it's did I disappoint you by staying with them?
Yeah, I don't want them to feel or go through all that. And it's just like cheating, especially in a marriage, just triggers a lot of shame for people, because really the person who hasn't cheated hasn't done anything, but you just feel so ashamed. I would want to know. Cheating is so messy. Oh my God. I can't say conclusively what I'd do in that situation. And I like to think that I would tell my friend, and I also like to think that I'm mature enough not to tell them. I don't know what I would do.
Okay, should we just let's just look at the results and not not commit to anything.
Please tell me if that ever happens, because the chances are I know he's cheating on me anyway. You know I have a thing for her.
Cheater.
Unfaithful bitch. I'm joking. I've only been with one.
Yeah. Well, that we know of. Sorry, but I love that you think
that's going to be like a blow to me. That'll break me.
I say it more to myself, like, than anything.
Fine.
It's just
that's light work.
Okay, so it's okay. We were not in. I mean, it's still fairly unanimous. It's a 60-40 split towards yes.
Okay, that's good. That makes me feel better. But I know a lot of those people wouldn't actually tell them.
Yeah, you're like, you are actually chicken shit. You are a coward. There's no way you're saying anything.
Honestly, it's
you
so
are skipping town.
Think about how much you love your best friend. You have to look the person you love in the eye and tell them something that will break them.
Yeah.
Why would I want to do that? And I'm not doing it not to inconvenience myself. I'm doing it because I feel like if they're going to find out, at least they don't have to deal with the shame of me also. No, that's dumb. I'm going to have to tell them. Oh, man. Oh, keep me out of your mess, you fucking asshole. Now Jeff's at home crying and I'm out here friendless.
Yeah, you're also crying. FYI.
Absolutely.
Okay, the rest of them are all a bit too like, who would you pick to live or die? Which I just
I love one of those.
You do? Okay. Okay, fine. I'm
going to be like, both.
Okay. This is, I think I say it's a fairly obvious one, but maybe it's not. Okay, right. It's called The Accidental Samaritan.
Oh, I hate it.
You're involved in a two-way crash on your way to work one morning in which you accidentally hit and kill a pedestrian. Yes, that would be inconvenient. After you get out of the car, you're intercepted by a tearful woman. Why does it have to be a woman? Who seems to think that she hit and killed the pedestrian. You're not sure why she thinks she hit the person, but she is convinced. There's only you, the woman, and the person you hit on the road. There are no witnesses. You know that whoever is deemed responsible will probably go to jail. What do you do? Confess your responsibility, let the woman take the blame.
I'm off. Who's going to get the longest sentence in that situation? Yeah. Also, I'm thinking, that's a lie, I'm going. I don't care what. I don't care who you are, where you're from. What you did, I'm driving
away.
To
jail. You would let her take responsibility. You'd probably still go to jail because they'd be like,
CCTV?
You're obstructing the jury. No, there is no CCTV. There's nothing.
I don't believe it. The thing about me is,
this is a hypothetical situation.
No, but on the spot, I don't know that there's no further evidence. So I might let her take the blame. What I'd probably do is make it seem like I'm sure it was me. And she'll be like, I'm sure it was me. And then we'll both say that and see what happens.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
When the police come and they look at the evidence on the road, the skid marks and everything, it's obvious.
Yeah, but where am I? Local police. No shade to those, no shade to Bill and Ted, but you are not cracking the case. Am I in it depends where I am. There's so many things. Also, I don't fuck with the police. I'm out.
Sorry, Karen. Yeah, I saw it and I will testify in court as such.
She killed him on purpose. He had it coming.
You're like, it's not just, are you going to let her take the blame, but you're also going to give evidence that she killed this person.
I will take the stand. Call me Judas, because I swear it on the... No, I honestly don't know. Because the thing is, I don't believe in the judicial system, so it's not crazy for me. People are like, shut the fuck up. That's not what this is about. But it is. Because I don't believe in the judicial system. Maybe I would. But the thing is, I don't also know 100%. There's no witnesses. And how do I know this bitch isn't trying to set me up?
True.
It was her, Your Honor.
And she's not going to come after you in another few years and blackmail you. I know what you did.
Oh my God.
When you're more famous, when you're in office, when
I'm president of the world.
You are president of the free world.
I'm running the Intergalactic Space Force, and here comes Linda.
Fuck you, Linda.
You killed her. Or you just get her killed. Now there are no
you
witnesses.
can when you're the leader of the free world.
Okay, here's what I do. I chuck her in my boot and I get out of there.
You leave her car. So you left a body with like obviously 2 cars on the road with what you can't just put her in your boot and take her away. You have to let her, if you're not going to admit what you've done, you have to just let her take the fall.
Is there a way to make it look like she ran me over? I don't know. I feel like I need something on her so she doesn't come back.
True,
I don't know. It depends. Am I late for work?
Let me check. Well, you're on your way to work.
I'm definitely late because I'm always
so
late.
You're obviously late. Yeah,
I'm late. I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I'm not leaving my job and killing a man.
Say, if you have knocked over a pedestrian and killed them, then your car is a bloody fucking mess. You can't just drive away from that. No,
they could have. Okay, so say they have brittle bones and they smashed.
they just smashed.
Sorry.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I still think that there would be evidence of a hit and
there would be. So now you're relying on the police. Where am I? Honestly, I don't want to see the police. So if I basically have to get the evidence out of there, which is my car. But the thing is, she's going to still say there was a witness. They're still going to come to my house.
Yeah.
Unless I've gone to a shop of somebody who's dodgy as fuck and like, trust me.
Oh, why is there a skull-shaped indent on your bonnet?
What am I driving? Because I know it's like the most easily dented car.
You get home, you like bash your head on the car a bit. You like pull out some of your own hair. Put it in there.
I would have to have the car crashed. They'd catch me. Yeah. I just don't want to go through the system. I don't know what I'd do in that situation.
I already know that I am going to have a stress stream about this.
A stress stream? You're going to be dreaming about this for the rest of your life, sweetie.
Yeah. I think that I would confess.
Luckily, she's so delusional. She's like, even when you're saying like, oh my God, did I say luckily? I meant hopefully.
You said luckily, yeah.
I'm like, luckily, she's a delusional bitch. No, she's like, oh my God, it was me. I think we would just both take the blame. I would say, I think it was me.
We would confess, yeah. The choices are confess your responsibility. You wouldn't be able to live with the guilt of an innocent person being in jail for a crime you committed. That's not it. Well, it kind of is, but it's also more, yeah, we didn't do it on fucking purpose. What it is probably also for me, not just the guilt of this woman going to jail. I wouldn't be able to deal with the guilt of, or the
fear of them
anxiety and the fear of them finding out, and then not only have they found out that it was you who hit this person, but you've obstructed the court of justice, and then you definitely are going to jail.
Honey, I'm going to jail anyway, and I'm getting.
And you probably claimed on insurance, and you're going to get a civil case against you as well.
Felt personal.
Sorry. It wasn't meant to be, but you know what? When it rains, it pours.
Luckily for both of us, I can't drive. So how about that?
Oh fuck, it's me. Okay, right.
I'm driving without a license.
Oh yeah. Oh, you have to
I'm out. I'm sorry, but if I'm driving without a license, I'm gone.
Yeah. That bitch over the head. If there are no witnesses, then no one can tell either.
I'm moving to Australia, not because I like it or any of the people who live there, but just because I'm not dealing with this.
You said it. Okay, so we're going to confess our responsibility. Oh, we are with the majority. It's a 75.
No shade to the Australians. I just realised I know Australian people. I'm not talking about you guys in case you listen to this. I'm sorry. I have a prejudice against people from Australia, but not the ones I
like. Okay. That there are a few.
How many people are driving away?
What do you mean?
What was the percentage?
Oh, it's 75-25. 25% are driving away. And let me tell you that is 70,000 people are driving away. 75 people are letting the woman take the blame. They're like, I don't know. I like to see the demographics of these voters.
So many of those people have
a
hit and run under their belt. So
I've done it once.
I'm not dealing with that. I'm probably going to have to confess, just because I can't be arsed. I'm not dealing with that. It's too much of a
no.
And if you, by the way, if you're listening to this and you've done something that you shouldn't have done, do not confess. Keep it moving. Totally,
yeah.
I forgive you.
Yeah. Praise the Lord. Well,
amen.
Depending on what denomination you follow.
Which version of God you're praying to. You better not have those.
Just listen.
Anti-vaxxers.
You confess your sins, but not to the authorities, okay?
And also, half of those people have a couple of bodies under their belt, directly, not indirectly.
Do you want to do another one, or?
I love this game so much, but I feel like we're talking.
I also enjoy it. It's just they are quite grisly, and when it's talking about like life and death.
Made for it.
Okay, fine. Okay, right. The spouse and the lover.
Is this my spouse?
I think it might be.
Okay, easy. Let's do it. I don't want to. I don't get involved in.
It's not a friend. It's not. No. Okay. You are an EMT on the scene of a car crash that involves your spouse and the lover you didn't know they had. They are both gravely injured. Your spouse's injury is the worst of them. You can tell it's unlikely they will pull through. Meanwhile, their lover has a neck wound that will prove fatal if pressure isn't applied soon. Whom do you choose to work on?
It depends on so many things.
Well, I've given you all I've got, Ruth. What does it depend on? What?
I mean, it's my spouse, so do I even like them?
Well, there's that, yeah. True.
R.I.P.
Didn't even like you anyway. Now I know you're cheating. I fucking knew it. You bastard.
Yeah, are we married? Do we have a prenup? Is there death in there? Do I inherit their estate? Like, what's happening? I'm joking, guys. I would never do that.
True. Oh, but this is where it gets murky, isn't it? When it comes to inheritance.
Or
because
have they put their lover in the will?
If they had, messy. If
they
had life insurance,
probably.
And then the life insurance people, they're always going to try and find a loophole. So what if they're like, you deliberately didn't try and save the spouse? So on that basis, you this is not a legitimate claim.
What if I pretend to help both of them and let them both die?
Well, then you would be going against.
Not that I would do that.
Your
I don't, because I'm not trained. Because I'm not medically trained. I don't know what I'd do. I feel like in that situation, I'd go into autopilot and do whatever I've been told before, because I'd be so freaked out. But if I think about someone I've really loved and they're like dying, I find it hard to believe I wouldn't try and save them.
True.
I just find that hard.
But would you be able to, maybe your training kind of helps kick in and you just do the triage, or you try and find a way to put the pressure on the wound first, and then.
Oh my God, not my baby dying in front of their lover. We're sister
Oh
wives
my
now.
God, we didn't even think about what this might be like for them. Obviously, you're in pain. You've just found out that you've been cheated on. But what if that was true love?
That's what I'm saying. What if it was?
Yeah.
And what if it was
but either way, therefore you can't save them both. And so one of them is going to watch the other die. It's more likely to be the lover that will watch the spouse die. Otherwise, they're both one of them will watch the other die and the other will die anyway.
But I feel like I would just do whatever
also,
is protocol.
In this situation, you do have a partner. Where's your partner? They never send EM. It's not like this is my beef with the responder. As an aside, no one is ever sent out
on their own
without a partner.
That's true.
It wouldn't be ethical, and also it wouldn't be safe.
Unless there's more people who they're seeing to, so you split it 50-50 and they've just, why would they leave me with the people I have a conflict of interest with? But I might make them, because I might see the person I love the most in the world dying. I mean, it depends where, do I really?
No, because usually in that situation, you'd be like, you wouldn't be in your right mind to be able to help them. So maybe your partner would be like, no, but
then they're obviously going to help the other person. So I'm going to let those strangers die and I'm going to help my spouse. Sorry about that. Another reason why I should never get involved with married couples dramas, because look at me, I'm fucking risking my job and my career to help this cheating bastard come back. No, I don't know. I don't think the fact that they're cheating on me would affect my decision.
Coming over on you. No, because also, how do you know, unless they were,
you had a suspicion.
The way you had a suspicion, or the way that you found them was a compromising. Exactly.
Now that's embarrassing. You're like,
it's more than anything. Yeah.
Why is this happening? Yeah. But I don't think them cheating will affect me saving their life. I think I'm really and truly, for me to marry someone, I like to think that I would have to absolutely, it would be like the kind of love that therapists would advise against. So I feel
catastrophic,
like, and so I feel like I'm going to save my boo. But if it's somebody who's just like,
imagine, this is awful. It's like, this kind of love therapists would advise against, because it's like true love for you, true toxic love for you, but they have true pure love with someone else.
I would respect it.
Well, listen,
that's the saddest thing.
If the story tells, the story tells. Fuck.
Yeah, I'd be bitter, I'd be angry, but I'd want them to have true love ultimately. God damn, I hate them. Can we please move on from this question? Like, I'm single. I don't have to deal with this drama.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I'm letting them both
it's not fair. Why make us choose in a hypothetical situation that we may never be in? Obviously, hopefully, God willing, we will never be in that situation, because obviously
if protocol is for me to save the person most likely to be saved, I'd probably do that, because I'm not going to court about this. I refuse. I'm not doing it. Do I have court looks ready? Absolutely. Yeah. I've been dying to
let's see what the results are.
What is it?
Ooh, it is a 60-40 split, but in favor of the lover.
Oh, they're lying. I don't believe these people. They don't give a fuck about
Everyone's choosing the higher moral.
But maybe also because imagine if you save your spouse, now you have to deal with them for the next 10 years crying over the love of their life.
And then the likelihood is you probably wouldn't save your spouse. And I think that's the key thing to remember here.
Yeah.
That you're choosing a lower probability.
Yeah.
For personal reasons rather than doing, triage.
Doing your job.
Yeah.
Honey, I'm bad at all my jobs. They're out the way. Not joking. I'm sorry. What's next?
Okay,
this is so
right.
Fun.
There's one here which I don't even. This is not a dilemma at all. I don't even know why they put this in here. It's so fucking obvious. It's called Robin Hood, as in Robin. The
sexiest man in Once Upon a Time. Bring it out. And the sexiest fox you've ever seen.
Oh God. They've used a really terrible picture that does not really do any Robin Hood justice. Sorry to this man, but whatever. Okay, you are an eyewitness to a crime. A man has robbed a bank, but instead of keeping the money for himself, he donates it to a poor orphanage that can now afford to feed, clothe, and care for its children. You know who committed the crime. If you go to the authorities with the information, there's a good chance the money will be returned to the bank, leaving a lot of kids in need. What do you do? This is stupid. I can't believe anybody because I'm not telling the police regardless. I don't care what he does with this money.
Honey, you can take that money to the bank, because unless I personally hate you, I'm not getting involved.
So and this is obviously somebody that's actually giving to people in need.
okay, even if they weren't going, who is like in that situation, why would you go to the police? The only reason I'd go to the police is because I hate the robber, or the robber is like, has done something like sexually assaulted somebody, or like beaten up a woman or killed a woman. I'm sorry, but the chances of me caring are 0 to none. So enjoy your win, enjoy your windfall, and maybe drop your number off and buy me a little bag. Because when you win, I win. Fuck them kids.
Oh, okay. That is a different choice. Okay.
That's the rosé talking. I'm joking. I'm obviously not gonna snitch in that situation. These moral dilemmas are not designed for me, because it's going to be hard. They need to find a reason for me to go with my eyewitness report to the police. Like, why am I telling the police something? So the police have closed the case and the bank is like obviously fine, it's a bank. Like, what situation am I ever going to go to the police and tell them what
also,
I know?
But
I don't need this on record. I'm joking.
Anyway.
I would never obstruct the course of justice. I am an outstanding citizen.
Yeah. How do we know that this man is donating all the money to charity?
I think they'd have to come and tell you.
Oh, I'm just rubbing on. By the way, you can trust me on this. I'm actually, I sponsor quite a big orphanage, a patron of it. So that's why I need the cash. And you're like, okay, cool.
They're like, you're about to call the police and you just feel someone put their like hands over your like mouth and eyes, and they're
sexy.
Like, they whisper in your ear, don't call the police. It's obviously Batman.
That sounds like Bane.
I'm not good at impressions, you know this.
It also sounds like Batman, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm not calling the police regardless. Especially not if it's that. Bank's always fine. I think stealing from a bank is generally considered a victimless crime because of insurance and stuff, so it's fine. It would have to be like a really small, like
Ma and Pa bank.
Yeah, like those kind of banks where it's like communities put money together, and if you rob them, you're literally robbing the community. That's the only way I'm telling the police.
I think that they needed to make this more of a moral dilemma. Don't say he's robbing a bank. We all hate banks.
We hate banks. We hate the police.
Come on.
What are you giving me here?
Tell us that, they're running a little Ma and Pa independent shop that has struggled through the pandemic. It's struggled through recessions, and it is still surviving, but barely. But it's found a niche.
They support their community, and the only way they can get their insurance claim is if they have a police report. Now, maybe
they sunk all their money into a jingle.
R.I.P. to that
BNBNs.
Oh my God, I said that, and then I went into a shop like, BNBNs are popular for like a few months. Went into a shop, they have a fucking BNBN stand in One Stop, which feels very on brand for One Stop. If you know, you know.
A small town of me. Right, okay. We're saying nothing, obviously. Sorry, 23 people said they'd turn the robber in. Who are you?
I don't know, but their name starts with a K and ends with an N. No one's turning that robber in.
You're just not.
I feel like most people aren't doing it anyway, because they're like also, inconvenient.
If somebody is robbing a bank
and nobody gets hurt,
part of like organized crime, and they might come after you, and the police ain't going to protect you.
Mm-mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Unless the leader of the gang looks like Rio, I'm not doing it.
Well, then even
and the only reason I am doing it is because I want him
to the police.
Yeah, maybe I want to meet him. Hold me up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I finished Gomorrah, and all I'll say is that it's probably, I'm not exaggerating, probably the best crime show I've ever seen. It's phenomenal. Racist as hell. Great show. But unlike every show I feel like every show is racist. So at least it's like, well, at least they're giving me a good show. So and if you're out there and you look like either of the lead characters, not so much. Chihiro's considered like the people's champ, and he's really hot, but he does something that I find unforgivable, which I feel like only a woman would, so I'm not interested. I'll tell you off air. I don't want any spoilers. Everybody watch Gamora. Don't watch any of the other shows we recommend. Just watch Gamora.
Okay, let's do one more.
Okay.
All right. This is called A Day at the Beach.
I love the beach.
Not after this day. This day is going to give you PTSD.
Oh God, am I? What's that beach I hated? Starts with a B. It's like a great British pastime in Spain. Alicante, like the
Benidorm.
Yes. No. Don't go to Benidorm Beach. That's where the police asked me for my passport. Speaking of the police. And yes, it is a legal requirement to carry your passport in Spain. What a day to find out. And the police hold guns. Horrible time. The rest of Alicante is really nice.
Not just like guns, like semi-automatic weapons.
Oh my God.
Not just a pistol, like, something that's going to tear you apart.
And the way they approach you, so aggressive. It's scary as fuck. It's horrible. They're really racist. Obviously, I've had a few experiences of racism. I've never been to Spain and not had a racist encounter. But I know Europeans. I'm used to that. I'm just not used to the guns. The guns made it another level. Yeah, I'm not telling the police shit. What's next?
Okay, so a day at the beach. Your family is vacationing alone on a private stretch of beach with no lifeguard. Your daughter and your niece, both 7, are best friends and eager to get in the water.
Oh, cute.
You caution them to wait until the water calms them, but they defy you and sneak in anyway.
Honey, I'm Nigerian. I'm running in there and I'm dragging them out by the hair.
You soon hear screams of distress and find them both caught in a strong current.
Yeah.
You are the only swimmer strong enough to save them, but you can only save one at a time. Your niece is a very poor swimmer and likely won't make it much longer. Your daughter is a strong swimmer, but only has a 50% chance of holding on long enough for you to come back for her. Who do you save first?
My niece. I love my niece like my daughter. I'm obviously going for my niece. My daughter will be all right. I'll grab her next. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm obviously going my niece. That's not
the niece is about, yeah.
My niece is yours. Are you asking me if I'm going to let my niece die? Essentially, no, I'm not. Sorry. What kind of question is that? Obviously not. Obviously, the person who wrote this quiz has never met my niece. Otherwise, they wouldn't ask me such a stupid question.
Yeah. Although I guess a lot of people may not be as well. I don't have a child, so I don't.
Niece. I don't have a child either, but I feel like maybe it's the way I was raised. Like my niece and my daughter, one is a strong enough swimmer that they have a 50% chance that they'll be all right.
And you have to believe I'm a strong enough swimmer to get there for that 50% chance.
My niece, but then again, and I feel like if my daughter dies, I'll never forgive myself and I'll probably end it all. But
then if your niece died, then...
My niece has 100% chance of dying, right? I'm obviously saving my niece. It's not even a question.
Yeah, let me see.
I'm going to get my niece.
No, your niece will probably die. So it's not 100% if you get your daughter, your niece is a goner, but it's highly, highly likely.
Probability it needs to be, I don't know, to be probably die.
I'm
not letting my niece to die. I'm never going to let my niece die.
The one that's struggling the most,
I'm going to get first.
You're going to have to get first.
It would be the difference between like you see 2 of your daughters drowning. You're obviously going to let the stronger swimmer try and survive a bit long. I'm not letting my niece die. I don't believe in all that. Like, you know how some people believe like they're in their quote unquote their bloodline, their lineage, my heir. I'm sorry, but I am not. This is a Game of Thrones. I'm going to say that's some weirdo shit. What are you going to do? I feel like you're getting your niece and drowning your daughter.
Certainly not drowning her. But of course, I guess it goes.
It's back sisters. To the, we're never going to hear the end of it.
You have to save the person that has the strongest. In this situation, sorry, not in the other one. You have to save the person that has the least chance of survival.
Yeah.
If you wait longer.
Yeah, and put your
as opposed to in like the spouse and lover situation where isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that's different. And these are innocent children. It's very different, I think. I feel like it's different. Because my spouse has lived.
It's because if you it's because in this one, if you get the one that's struggling the most first, then they will definitely survive. Whereas in the other one, the one that was struggling the most would probably still die anyway. That's the difference.
I think they just put the lover thing in to like see if you'd be annoyed enough to.
Well, no, if you swapped out if you didn't have your spouse and your lover, if you swapped it out for your niece and your daughter, your niece was like.
My niece is the strongest swimmer. I'd get my daughter, yeah.
I know. I mean, in the car accident one.
No, I know, but it's like the reverse. Yeah, exactly. I'll just get whoever's the most likely to die. I'm gonna save them first. I don't know if I'm the strong enough swimmer to know. And I find it hard to believe that my daughter would be a stronger swimmer than my sisters. Yeah, my sister was such a good swimmer that like she was like singled out, and we had to go. Like I remember we went to this...
BuzzFeed. You need to make it more realistic to us because we're not exceptional people.
It's my daughter drowning. It's definitely my daughter. I never bothered to teach her anything. I died trying to save them both.
Well, I guess there's every chance. Right, okay, so we are saving the niece and hoping that the daughter can hold on long enough because 50% is still quite we're with the majority, 60-40 split. It's all pretty similar splits.
But also like maybe people hate their sisters. I don't know how much you'd have to hate your sister to hate your niece. If you're on a family
holiday, you've got to imagine that you're on a family holiday.
Yeah.
But the parameters are all the same. They're both the same age. That No,
even if I hate my what do you call them, sibling, like I find it very hard to imagine a world where I don't hate my niece or nephew.
Yeah. Even if you're having an off day with your sister.
Yeah, that's
you're not having.
Yeah, no.
Okay, well,
this is wine fueled, by the way. Let the record state.
Look, no, what we're saying is wine fueled. Obviously, we're probably a little bit spicy than we would be, but our choices are going to be the same. No, we've picked the majority choices. We've picked the ethical choices. What we were doing
with the liars,
some of these, exactly in real life.
That's the only one where, like, no, I'm not picking between many.
Yeah,
it's not.
This is going to be. You're going to pick and then you'll just have to live with the consequences.
I wouldn't be able to. I'm not very good at forgiving myself and moving on from things. So that would be really difficult for me if my daughter did end up dying.
It depends on if I have other children.
I don't think it would for me.
I think it would in the sense of what I would do. To be honest, whatever happens, I'd be miserable. Is the extent of how.
And let that be clear for all the questions.
Yeah.
No matter
whatever's happening, I'm going to be fucking miserable. If I had more than one kid or whatever, I'm going to be miserable. It's just how much of it does everybody see? Because like I'm miserable now, but everybody. But no one can tell. Everyone's like, yes, we can.
Oh my god! I spoke to my brother earlier. He called me to do him like a little thing that he like needs a voiceover thing for one of his songs, like a short thing to record. And then he was like, you could tell he didn't know. This is my baby brother. He's like, these like possum and raccoon memes that you've been sharing. He's like, yeah, they're like great, but
which baby? Not your baby babies.
Oh no, not the babies. They are not on social
Instagram?
Media. No, okay. I would report their accounts and get them closed. I'm not, sister. Sorry.
Okay, sorry, but the possum and the raccoon memes are so relatable, and I love them so much.
Love them,
but and also it's like I feel like a possum. Like I feel like I physically look like a possum.
Ravaging creatures just trying to survive.
But I no longer feel like a cute trash panda raccoon. I'm just now a possum.
I'm a rat. I'm not a pet rat.
Rats are cute.
I've been on the streets.
Rats are cuter than possums.
You haven't seen the rats I've seen. I'm lying. I haven't seen that many rats.
Our American listeners are like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. Possums are fucking annoying.
Yeah.
But
I guess because I like foxes so much, I just feel like
I love a fox. There are so many around here. We all know I do. Robin Hood. Am I right? We should I was going to say we should play a drinking game where we just listen to all 60 odd episodes and drink every time we hear mention Robin Hood. But that would if we listened to every single one of our episodes back to back, that would take like a week, 2 weeks, 3. I don't know. I'm not doing the math.
Yeah, we'd be sober at the end.
Yeah.
Which is why we would never know how in that boat dilemma. I'd be like,
well, that's not you. Sorry, your brother said to you, "Are you okay? What's going on with
and
the?"
then I said, "Don't try and like, you know, when people are like, check up on your strong friend." I said, "Don't try and check up on your strong friend, me." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, and then he tried to do it, and I was like, "I'm hanging up," and I just
and then you cried.
Not call me out on my possum meat. I was fine, and then something bad happened, and then I cried. I have reasonable reactions.
We're okay. We're holding it together until that one small thing, or big thing, but it could be small, it could be medium size, it could be big, but there's something that will just trigger us all, and then we're buying raffle tickets for fucking $3.5 million houses.
The possum meme was funny, and I stand by it. I'm so sorry, but please, can we pause?
Yeah. We're back.
Sorry, guys. I'm not going to get that cut either. You're just going to have to do it.
I know, and because we never add any like filler, like boop, 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 boop. It just for us, it feels like it's obviously ages, so we have to let you know, hey, we're back, but it's been 2 seconds, so we're like, hey, can we pause? Hey, we're back, and it must be fucking annoying that this is such a budget show, but there you go.
That's what you get for listening to this shit. Anyway.
The thing is, it's not even that it's okay, I'm not saying it's big bucks, it's not high production value, but it's not like it's budget. We could sort that out. So it's really more laziness.
Effort. It is just minimum
on our
effort.
Part, not on our and also not on our editors' parts. It's our part.
They're professionals. We work with professionals. We just refuse to be professionals.
Yeah, we could tell them, hey, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you add this? And it's not just you. It's me. Like, well, I'm not doing that either. We're both responsible for this.
I'm just going to be honest.
Low high production value.
Yeah, you're only as good as your producers, and let me tell you.
As producers, we're terrible.
Unless I'm applying for a job, in which case I'm so good at that.
Yeah, in which case any future employees are listening.
Always give 110%.
I can manage a budget. I deliver projects on time and in budget. Great communication.
Yeah, right.
Amazing attention to detail. My biggest flaw, I'm a perfectionist.
No,
I won't quit until the job is done.
I'm neurotic and need help. Send help. Just bit my own tongue, and I don't know how, but here we are. We have to keep going before I start talking about 90210 because it's on the tip of my tongue.
Okay, right. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to do, it's a bit of a silly thing, and I don't know how it's going to work because I haven't tested any of these things out. But when I was a kid, we used to, particularly when we were going on holidays, we loved doing Mad Libs.
What's that?
Do you know Mad Libs? Okay, so Mad Libs is I don't know if it's, I guess
that's a live heard of it. I don't know what it is.
And you could only really readily get these books in the States. And they were amazing. We fucking loved them. I mean, we still love them. When we go home back to our mom's house from time to time at Christmas, we'll whack them out. It's funny, it's silly, provided you do silly, like dirty words, and everybody gets a giggle out of them. So I found an online free generator where we can do one. I just don't know sometimes it falls a bit on its arse if it might just not be funny, you know?
Or
it might be fucking
is
hilarious.
our thing anyway, so it's fine.
True, we're very highbrow.
This is a serious podcast. Why is there a firefly in here? Is that what they're called?
Let's just soundbite. This is a serious podcast. I got a firefly in here.
Okay, I'll save my meltdown for later.
Basically, the premise of Mad Libs is you have a piece of prose or a short story or something that has words missing from it.
Okay.
You don't see what that story is and what the blanks are. It's like blank to blank, guess, but we don't know what it. We don't get given the blah 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 blank blah blah blah. We just get given a list of, hey, can you give me a noun, an adjective, or whatever. We put all these things in, then we read it with the blanks filled in, and it can be quite amusing.
I get it, because it's like Mad Libs, they're mad ad libs. But like the modern version of this would be like, we go on Jimmy Kimmel and they make our song into like a Migos song, like whatever we're saying into a Migos song, and you'd have to do the like Migos style ad libs. Shout out to the Migos. Not that they'll ever hear this. But yeah, you're like, sure.
On our 10th season, when we're still fucking plugging away at this.
We now have 60 monthly listeners.
Ooh, okay, so there are a number of different stories, titles that we could choose from. I'm just going to say a few, and you pick the one that you like the look of. Okay, so Be Kind, Romeo and Juliet prologue.
No.
Letter from Camp.
No.
Love Letter 4.
That sounds wartime. No.
Personal ad.
Yes.
We'll shortlist that. Personal ad. Runaway Bride Proposal.
Absolutely.
Sick Note. I thought probably that one would be quite fun. Yeah.
Let's just do Sick Note.
Let's just do Sick Note. Okay, fine. That's the one I'd already opened. I already knew.
Why give me choices if you already knew the best one?
All right.
We're obviously going to pick the same thing.
Can I please get a silly word?
Fun.
But no, I guess a silly word is like a made-up word, like a alakazoo or something. You know, like a
kanoffle.
What? Kanoffle?
Kanoffle, yeah.
How are you spelling that? Is that with a K or a C?
K-N-O-F-F-L-E.
Oh, K-N-O-F-F-L-E. Kanoffle. Like waffle, but kanoffle. Like,
I think you'd need an apostrophe between K and N. It's Canadian, obviously.
Okay. What does it mean?
I'm falling on your ass. I've made it up.
Fine. So you've made it up, yet you're telling me there's an apostrophe. Okay, sure. Can I get a last name, please?
Can't be mine, so I'm going to go Jones.
Okay.
Me and Mrs. Jones. Shout out to Love and Kay.
Can I get an illness? It could be a made-up illness. It doesn't have to be
measles.
Measles. I mean, something. This is going to be not good.
Fun illness.
Chronic diarrhea.
Whooping cough.
Like what I'm saying.
What I'm saying
is, these for us as a family, and maybe this just shows a lot about our fucking family.
I don't want
they're always
diarrhea.
Funnier. Chronic diarrhea. They're always a bit funnier if they're just a bit
silly.
Maybe a bit rude, a bit blue, a bit off colour, should we say?
Pink eye, everyone's
okay.
favourite. Except for people with pink eye.
Yeah. No stigma to people with pink eye. It's like,
honestly,
I think fairly easy to get. If you're doing it right.
Amen to that.
Can I get a plural noun?
Sheeps.
I think sheep is a plural.
My commitment to being dumb is just
okay. I'll say, should I say sheep to make it sillier? Is that with an E, S, or just an F? Like shippers or sheeps.
Shippers.
Shippers. Can I get an adjective up in here?
An
adjective is a doing word. Sorry.
This is
a describing word. A descriptor.
I'm going to go with, that's an adverb, kindly.
That's an adverb.
Yeah. The fact that I correct myself and
then still say it. Yeah.
I'm committed. Kindly.
Do we want to say kind?
Yeah, go on then.
Kind. And then another adjective.
Runs.
Runs. The verb, sweetie.
The only thing I can say is I'm drunk. Let's go with yellow.
Okay. That is a describing word, yeah. Can I have another silly word, please?
That I've made up or a real one?
No, it can be a real one, a made up one, it doesn't matter. Just a silly word.
Conk.
Oh, like conked out.
Yeah.
Conk. Place.
Spain. It's just there. I want to go to Spain.
I'm supposed to say the scene of the crime, but Spain's good. That could be the scene of the crime. Can I get a number?
4.
We're not going on with the silly ones.
I'm 69. That's the only silly number I know.
It's the only silly one. 4 is fine.
Okay.
Can I have another adjective?
Round.
Round. Ooh, guys, I'm going to go mad. I'm going to click go mad and let's see what we fucking get. And this probably won't be funny, but we'll laugh anyway.
Sounds like us.
Okay. And the thing that everybody needs to know about me is that when it came to my turn to read out the Mad Lib, I could never get through it without just like dying of laughter. Like somebody else has to read it. So I apologize in advance.
You have tears in your eyes. Get it together. You haven't even read it yet.
I know the tears are because I'm drunk. Okay. I know already that I'm not going to make it through this and I'll have to screenshot it to you.
Okay.
But we'll give it a go. Okay. This is why I couldn't be an actress or an actor.
One of many reasons. We've had no training.
This isn't even the main reason. This is why I got kicked out of drama school, because I can't fucking read a script without creasing up laughing, which is one of the prerequisites. Okay. Don't look at me. And I won't look at you, and maybe I'll be able to get through this.
How am I going to not? Okay.
Dear school nurse, Knuffle Jones will not be attending school today. He, she, I don't know, they? They have come down with a case of pink eye and have horrible shepherds and a kind fever. It's not even funny. I need to stop drinking.
Don't blame the alcohol. This is your personality.
Sorry. This is my lack of training really showing itself. We have made an appointment with the yellow Dr. Conk.
Oh my God.
No, this bit you'll die. Who studied for many years in Spain and has 4 degrees in pediatrics.
Why is that funny?
That's the funniest bit. That's the killer. He will send you all the information you need. Thank you! ! Sincerely, Mrs. Round.
Accurate.
Mrs. Knuffle Jones Round.
Why did that end up being racist?
Oh my God, the yellow Dr. Conk. Yes! Sorry, but you chose the word.
He could have just had jaundice, or they could have had jaundice. See how I went to he for a doctor program.
True. Oh my gosh. Or she.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah,
jaundice.
we have no idea They could be an alcoholic pediatrician.
Which, to be fair, checks out.
Highly likely. Probably. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. Sorry to pediatricians out there.
Yes. My dad told me the other day that doctors are the most likely profession to die by suicide.
I feel like there's a lot of professions that claim to be the highest, like dentists, I think is one. Farmers.
No, dentists. It was dentists and doctors. No, it wasn't. It was something. No, I'm lying. But dentists definitely made an appearance in the conversation that I didn't expect. No, I think it was doctors. They were the one or two.
Well, on that note,
sorry.
Shout out to Dr. Kunk. I hope those 4 degrees in pediatrics really helps.
From Spain. Oh, bless you.
Oh, yeah. So that's Mad Libs. That's how
Guys,
we would
don't look down on Spain. A degree from anywhere is almost always worthless.
So now you've all had an insight into my family holidays, or what my life is like when I go back home and hang out with my family.
Better than
you probably know a bit more. You probably, like, some of you are like, the pennies clicked. The pennies clicked. Fuck.
The pennies
dropped.
What's
yeah, something's clicked.
Something.
Just so something.
Something is clicked.
Shoes fallen. The pennies dropped. Something's clicked.
If the shoe fits,
get you.
We don't know why that
the other shoe dropped, right?
Oh, what? That makes sense.
Sex of the City episode, yeah. The other shoe dropped.
No. The shoe dropped. If the shoe fits, did I already say that?
You did, but this is a different analogy.
Just keep saying it every 5 minutes.
Did I say that? Did you hear that?
If the shoe fits.
Give me shoes.
Oh my God, I'd love some new shoes that look like my favorite pair of shoes. Have you seen those Versace platforms that they released, like, I feel like a season ago? They now have them out in like a lilac-y purple, but they look like my do you know my favorite pair of heels that I've worn for years, those velvet platforms?
Vaguely.
I'm like, why do I love these shoes? Because you own the shoe. And you're trying to recreate them, because once you find something you love, you just buy things that look like that. And
buy them, or buy that thing in all of the colours that it's available in. And don't buy anything else for like seasons to come.
Yeah, it's like a 15-year commitment at least. Maybe a lifetime sometimes.
Okay, guys, I think we have to wrap it up because we can't do another Mad Libs because I will never get through it. I simply cannot read them without falling over myself laughing. And I don't know if my bladder can take it. I've had a lot of wine. We've already discussed more wine than we intended to drink.
Yeah, and I need to make dinner, even though the sun has got.
I need to walk my dog. Mango's got up and is like pouring at me.
Like, pouring out wine, like, get me for a walk.
Pour it out.
Oh my God.
You know what? You are this close to just watching Sweet Magnolias. I can tell. 90210's done.
Don't get me Please don't get me started. After I finished 90210, two of the lead actresses, I can't say that anymore, two of the lead actors have a podcast. I haven't listened to the full episodes, but I listened to like the highlights, and it turns out that the season finale was quite rushed because they got a call basically saying that they'd already had season 6 in the pipeline. They had their storylines, but they got a call saying while they were recording episode 3 of the season finale that the show had been cancelled. And my problem with this was you couldn't tell, because let me tell you, in 3 episodes of 90210, anything could change.
Yeah.
the whole plot direction, character development could change. I also listened to like one of the, I think, showrunners or writers or someone important for the show, who said they were talking about Teddy and they were like, we realized this about him as we were watching it. And I was like, yeah, I can tell this wasn't pre-thought out before. I know you were watching it and you were like, oh, we could go here. You can't make up a character as you go along. And if you're going to do that, you have to accept that we're all fluid people and we change at any time. But you can't make out like they've always been this way when you've been... enough. Anyway, I want my reunion series immediately. I need it.
Well, like for 10 years.
Absolutely. Jump to the
future. Give me a 10 years, yeah.
Oh,
where are you now? What's going on?
It's like one of the characters in 2020 was about to turn 40. So let's just do real ages.
Yeah, we don't want a reboot. We want the same actors, the same characters, what they're doing now.
That's a lie, because something you said made me realize if they do want a reboot, that was the same characters, but like the same show. Reboot.
Yeah, Can we get a reboot on these Butte people and this Butte show?
They are beautiful people. I want it like in the Enchanted Forest.
Oh,
that's so
the
funny.
crossover.
I said Enchanted. I thought I said Enchanted. I don't know how I
You've never said Enchanted.
Oh, have I not?
Sorry to say. We've always said Enchanted.
Oh, that's how I say it in my head.
You said, oh, fuck off. You said in your head, you were saying, I'm going to the Enchanted Forest.
No, because you're making it sound like I'm a fucking Keira Knightley person. I say in a Croydon way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because people think that saying things like that is like quote unquote posh, but actually posh, it's just the north-south divide. Yeah.
True. But I still don't think I've ever heard you say Enchanted.
No, definitely not. I've never spoken like that. Who are you? The Enchanted Forest. All right.
Like, how in your head is that how you?
No, in my head it would be the Enchanted Forest. It sounds the same.
That doesn't sound like. That sounds like a Keira Knightley.
No, it's fucking no joking. God bless that woman. She gave us the best years of her life.
Yeah, she did.
No, I'm joking. There are no best years of your life. Unless you're a
she's
woman,
got many more years
in which
come.
case, the best years of your life are 18 to 25.
Unless you are Meryl Streep, Helen Mirren, and any other person.
Helen Mirren.
Yeah. True.
Why is the Queen on the coins? We need to get rid of that.
Well, I think that'll happen once she's...
Oh no, I refuse. I am not spending money with Prince Charles on it, and I will never call that bitch king.
Oh, I will never bend a knee.
I will never bend a knee. I am not Camilla.
Presuming that you were going to get offered a... Here's a
I would never take an MBE, an MBA, a knighthood. No.
An MBA. You don't want I don't care if I've studied for that master's. I am not taking it. You can keep your master's of art.
I don't know anything about that lifestyle. No, I would never take a royal pupillage. I made that up. That's not what pupillage is.
No, it is not at all. A royal title. You can take
I would never take
back.
one. I would have when I was younger because my dad thought not taking one didn't make a difference and it was dumb. You should just take it.
What do we get? I need to know what I get from it apart from like the title.
Just status.
Yeah, so is it the respect of not necessarily my peers?
No, they'll never respect you.
Yeah, not the respect of the streets.
They'll never respect you either.
They never did anyway, so.
No, it's for like just for the hype, for the sex appeal. Like, don't lie, Sir Lewis Hamilton. That sounds hot.
That's not an MB. That's because he's been knighted.
Yeah, you're right. MBE is a.
No, sorry, if you just like, oh, we're gonna give you an MBE because you, I don't know what.
Look what he had to do to win it. David Beckham snap your pussy out. Okay. I don't see you winning multiple Formula One titles.
But is he a lord?
No, he
could never be a Lord Beckham.
He thought he would be by now. He was gagging for it. He might be one day. I feel like Victoria will get a damehood before he gets that. You never know. Camilla will probably do a double whammy for the press. You know, she has to really like bypass her mistress. Yeah, the Queen's basically like, she's the Queen when I go, which I thought was a false press release.
She's the Queen. No, she's like the Queen Regent. That's not the same as being like the Queen.
No, but
she'll never be the Queen.
Honey, you will never be
Queen. I'm sorry to say it, but she's just never going to be the Queen.
Yeah, but that's what she will be. We'll still have to say Queen Camilla, which I will never say. I will always say that woman Camilla.
But will we?
Who's we? Because I can say
because we
Charles
didn't say King Albert. No, King Philip.
The fact that we don't even know that man's name.
Yeah.
Who?
You know, the racist.
As the racist corps. Sorry.
The bigoted King of England.
The only thing that he's ever given us is that vintage Land Rover, which was gorgeous at his funeral.
He didn't give that to us. Land Rover did.
I just figured that he like had it in his collection.
Yeah, but it was still not. It was still Land Rovers.
Oh, my mistake. I didn't realize they like. I thought that's like was very specific to what he wanted.
Yeah, but
so I just figured it was his.
He didn't make the car.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like, but honestly, Land Rover, can I have one? Because that car was phenomenal.
You know what? I have always wanted a Defender, but they're just such bad. And it's such a shame that they're just so bad for the environment. They just look so cool, but I just don't think they're very practical unless you live that farm life. Do you know what I mean?
Not practical at all. None of those cars, even like the even G-Wagons, as cute as they are, the Range Rovers, they're gorgeous, but they're not practical for driving around in a city. They're not.
No, what we really want
is a smart car.
Really
That's
want.
what everyone needs.
No, yeah, of course, but not really, because I couldn't with it. Like picking up friends with Mango, with like luggage. No, what we want is a bright yellow open top, like with a canvas flappy roof Jeep.
Oh my God. I just Fleetwood Mac Dreams is playing in the background. No, I want to listen to.
And we want to have been made into a bet that we win. Even though we were, yeah.
Oh my God, am I with Gabrielle Union in this car?
Yeah, you are Gabrielle Union.
That would never happen. Don't be unrealistic.
Sorry, yeah. It's been too long since we've done a teen romance. We need to do one. We also need to wrap this up.
If you want to do a teen romance, 90210 is right.
I mean, like a movie. I don't have time to commit to.
No, I would never put you through that. I honestly, as much as I love that show, I would never make anybody watch it.
No, I did my time with that show.
No, I did my time. But I'm glad Naveed and Adriana ended up together. They were the only couple who made sense. Every single configuration of couple was made, and I enjoyed it because it was interesting.
They did, yeah. They really, which is true to form. Like high school is all.
My God,
things are just very incestuous.
But not even after
Friends
school,
get cycled. Yeah, at university.
After school, I started going through it's like every boy I ever fancied at school, I will eventually go with. There's one or two that go away.
You know who you are, and you will.
When you're married, come. No, I'm joking.
When that divorce comes through,
honey, before I'll be the reason that your wife can take you for all you've got because you had a prenup clause. I wish they were that welcome.
You had it what? Coming.
He had it coming. Oh my God, anybody out there, if you want to take down a man and you need my help to do so, a man who thinks I'm loyal to him, I'll happily help you.
A man who had it coming.
Who doesn't? No, I thought about you, Ben, who don't have it coming.
There'll be a stringent application process for all the women that are trying to do this. We just need to make sure. Although, actually, do you know what? Believe women.
Honestly,
if someone says they have it coming,
I don't. If you want, If you want to take down one of these heterosexuals, I'm with you. We ride. That was a Rihanna reference. Boy, I wish that you could hold me when I'm lonely, but I need someone to talk to you a phony. Oh, teenage lyrics. I love them. Please cut this out.
We'll never give you the timestamps. Okay. Goodbye, my friend. It is the end.
So glad we made it. Time will never change. Oh, no. Go home to bed, you drunk fucking bitch. I'm sorry.
And this is why we'll never be invited on Jimmy Fallon, because we also cannot ad-lib.
I was thinking this is why I'll never make it in my career, because honey, I'm going to get drunk and sing off key. Anyway, bye.
Bye. See you next week.
I knew you were going to say that. Fuck you guys.
Wait there just a minute, buddy. Rewind the